ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भुरिदा जनाः। Let us resume our discussion on Sri Ramakrishna's spiritual discourses with his intimate devotees at the house of Sri Girish Chandra Ghosh, which took place on 25th of February 1885, when Sri Ramakrishna visited his house on his way to see a drama, Vishaketu, at the Star Theatre of Kolkata. When we study the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, we must realize this is not an ordinary book. There is a difference between other scriptures and the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, because this is a book of realization. We must always remember who Sri Ramakrishna was. It is unfortunate that even after almost 200 years of his advent, we have not been able to evaluate the depth of this personality. This is mainly because Sri Ramakrishna came and kept his powers hidden. गुप्त रूप से आए थे ताकि कोई उनको जान ना पावे। Why? Because it is said when you get something very easily, its value becomes little. But when the same thing you work hard to find out, then the worth is cherished. Those of you who know Bengali, they will appreciate a Rabindra Sangeet composed by Rabindranath Tagore, where it is said, লুকালে বলে খুঁজে বাহির করা ধরা যদি দিতে তবে চেতনা ধরা। for anything in this world. If it is available very easily, it is ignored. ऐसे कुछ मिल जाने से इसका मर्यादा नहीं रहता है. अगर बहुत ढूंढते हुए, बहुत प्रयास करते हुए हम किसी को प्राप्त करें, तभी वो हमारे लिए मूल्यवान बन जाता है. Nevertheless, the worth of a jewel, self-luminous jewel, cannot be kept hidden for long. Its brilliance is bound to get unfolded. And now throughout the world, people have started appreciating who this personality was. Now, what is his speciality? What is the special characteristics of this book, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna? Because Sri Ramakrishna brought God very close to us. We have been all hearing about God, Ishwar, Paramatma, Brahma. But these are all meaningless terms to us. None of us have seen God, much less we have heard Him. We have read about Him. But today in the modern science, unless you have direct perception, there is no meaning of having a belief on that identity. This question haunted Swami Vivekananda, Narendranath, when he was a student of Calcutta University. He heard about God. He could neither believe nor disbelieve whether God exists at all. He went on asking everybody, the so-called great leaders of the society, the religious heads, and asked about God. Everybody told him that God exists. But the next question was, have you seen God? Everybody fumbled. Yes, it can be seen. The rishis of yore have seen. No, my question is, have you seen God in your own eyes? Finally, he came to the father of Rabindranath Tagore. He was called Maharshi Devendranath Tagore, Maharishi. He was a God-realized soul, not an ordinary man. He is a very famous Brahmo leader who started Adi Brahma Samaj, leader of a religious congregation, very influential person throughout the country in those days. He asked the same question to him. Sir, have you seen God? Then Devendranath Tagore replied, you have large eyes, you will be able to see Him. But Narendranath was a man of reasoning, high intellect, and hardly any belief to God. He said, sir, that is not my question, whether I will be able to see God in future. Have you seen Him? He became quiet. He was not satisfied. He was a student of Scottish Church College in North Calcutta. They college is still existing beside the pond Hedova. A famous college, Scottish Church College. There his professor was Hesty, Professor Hesty. Hesty was teaching about the ecstasy of the poet Milton. The mind becomes drawn to a different plane. He asked Professor Hesty, are these all bogus documents or they have any reality? Is there any person who has experienced all these? Professor Hesty is the first person to tell him, if you want to see a person who has these experiences, you go to Dakshineshwar, 12 kilometers away from Calcutta toward the north, and meet the gentleman. He will satisfy your query. Immediately he went to Dakshineshwar and met Sri Ramakrishna and asked this question, sir, have you seen God? Here the first person to tell him, yes, not only I have seen God, I can show God to you also. First reply, one question, two answers. Yes, I have seen God, I can show God to you also. Third sentence, I see God more directly than I see you. I am seeing you and talk to you. I converse with you, I can touch you, I can embrace you. I interact with God more intensely than I am able to do with you. And I can bring that experience in your life. First time he became silenced. He shook his head and accepted his discipleship. And ultimately, he was able to see God as a living human being. He spent with Sri Ramakrishna so many years, took so many lessons. Still he was not convinced. Narendranath was a son of an affluent family. His father, Vishwanath Datta, had a rowing practice attorney in Calcutta High Court. He is a very simple and liberal man. Unfortunately, he died prematurely, and as it happens in the world, his family members confiscated his properties and put a law case in the court in the intention to drive them out and take away their position. Narendranath was a deep financial crisis. He was the eldest son, a student, no job, no source of earning, having several brothers and sisters, starving at home. He heard that God is very benign. If anybody is in distress, if we pray, He answers. He heard this and read in books. He asked Sri Ramakrishna, is it true? He said, yes, it is true. Then he says, why didn't you pray? He asked, requested Sri Ramakrishna, why didn't you, because you are seeing God all the time, why didn't you pray to God to help me in my financial crisis? Sri Ramakrishna was more intelligent than Narendranath. He said, why should I pray to you, pray for you? Can't you pray for yourself? Why not to pray yourself and tell your problem directly? Why via media? He says, for me, God is a non-existent entity. Sri Ramakrishna says, here is the problem. Here is the root of the problem. You don't believe in God. He said, how can I believe? He said, you have to depend on your own experiences to believe or not believe. Go to the temple and see for yourself whether God exists or not. He said, sir, I have gone to the temple many times. He is a stone image for me. He is dead, he doesn't speak. The Mother Kali is an image for me. Inert image, not a living being. So go with the belief that she exists, for belief, and see the difference. Then he went. This time in the Dakshineshwar temple, he was surprised to find that living goddess is sitting there with benign smile, inviting him to disclose his problem. He was overwhelmed. He was overwhelmed to see the beauty, grandeur, and compassion in the form of the Divine Mother. He fell at her feet and prayed for devotion, renunciation, mercy and kindness to the core of his heart and came back. Sri Ramakrishna asked, did you see God? He said, yes, I have seen. I am satisfied now. Did you disclose your problem? He said, I am sorry, I forgot about it. She was so beautiful. I forgot about my problem. Now what will happen? The term is over, opportunity is over. He said, no, you go again. Again you go and disclose your problem. Ask what you want. Money, wealth, whatever you want will be given. Go. Again you went. Again the same thing happened. Seeing the benign beauty and grandeur of the goddess, so brilliant, he was lost in himself. Can a beauty be so grand? He has never seen. He was overwhelmed, fell at the feet of the Mother and prayed and returned. Again Sri Ramakrishna asked, have you seen? Yes, I have seen, but again I have forgot. Sri Ramakrishna scolded Sri Narendranath, you are a fool. Why do you get lost? Remember for what purpose you are going. Can't you ask this simple question? He said, will I get a third chance? Yes, you go. This time he went. He remembered, he kept in mind his demand. But he came back without asking. This time Sri Ramakrishna said, what happened? He said, I saw her, but I felt ashamed. Before the goddess, I can ask anything. My fulfillment, my realization, my ultimate goal of life. Should I ask? for few thousands of rupees. I felt ashamed. I did not ask. Sri Ramakrishna said, you have passed the test. You will never have any financial difficulty in your life. Now Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda came in this world to give this message that God is not a bogus story. He is not a theoretical entitlement. He is a living force. जीता जागता एक शक्ति हमारे साथ सदैव विराजमान है. कोई कहानी नहीं है, कोई अंधविश्वास नहीं है. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, religion is not a bunch of belief. हम लोग धर्म के बारे में लड़ाई करते हैं. There is a religious fight from time immemorial, shedding blood of human beings to prove supremacy of one religion over other. Swami Vivekananda said, religion is realization. Religion is not a bunch of books or beliefs or rituals. Religion is realization, being and becoming. When you see God, that vision must transform our personality. When you see God, it should be seen not only in an image, but in one's own self, inside and outside. Swami Vivekananda redefines religion as this: each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest this divinity within, internal and external. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control or intellectual pursuit, and be free. This is the whole of religion. Books and temples, rituals and formalities are of secondary details. This is not religion. Sri Ramakrishna brings this golden opportunity to each one of us and invites us to make our life blessed by realizing God without jeopardizing whatever we are doing. Religion is not something different from our professional life. Let us continue to do whatever we are doing, wherever we are. Let us do our duties to the best of our ability. At the same time, we must be in tune with God. God is always existing within us, but that does not mean that God does not exist. If a person is sitting in the next room, whom I am not able to see, that does not mean that person does not exist. But his existence must be giving some proof. साबुत होना चाहिए ईश्वर है. क्योंकि प्रमाण क्या है? प्रमाण है पुकारने से ईश्वर वो पुकार सुनते हैं. When you call God, He responds. That is the message Sri Ramakrishna is giving here in this congregation. It was argued, is it possible to realize God without any heredity, without any background, or is it meant for only higher caste people, Brahmins and spiritually elevated people? Sri Ramakrishna says, God is our very own. Everyone, he or she, Indian or foreign, literate or learned, rich or poor, healthy or weak, are entitled to see God. God is already existing. We don't have to bring God from the top of the heaven. He is ever existing within us, not in a dead form, as an active chip, like in a mobile. The activating chip is enabling the mobile to perform. It is an active source of power. Similarly, God is within us. The chip is not visible, but it is responsible for the working of the mobile. Similarly, God within us is not visible at the moment, but He is running the show. But the goal is to see God. वही भगवान जो हृदय मंदिर में विद्यमान होते हुए हमें परिचालना कर रहे हैं, उनको प्रकट करना, इस आँखों से उनको देखना, इस हाथों से उनको सेवा करना. That is not a cock and bull story. It is very unfortunate that we having so much of intellectual ability and having this much of information, if we ignore, then we are the loser. What is the difference between human beings and animals? It has been told in our scriptures, there are 4 common habits between the human world and the animal world. 4 common properties. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithunancha, Samannameta, Pushubhir Naranam. धर्मो ही तेषाम अधिक विशेषः धर्मेण हीना पशुभिः समाना. Ahar means bhojan, eating. Nidra means sleep. Bhaya means getting fear. Maithun is procreation, बच्चा पैदा करना. ये 4 चीज पशु भी करते हैं, मनुष्य भी करते हैं. Samanna method, common properties. What is the difference? Dharmoi tesham adhika vishesha. Dharma, religion, realization, seeing God, this ability is given to human beings only, not to any animal. If an animal wishes to see God, it has to wait to get a human body in future birth, then only will be able to see God. It is not given to an animal to see God. Only human beings can see. Even that, if a human being has not seen God till the end of his life, then Pashubhi Samana is no different than an animal. Life has been wasted. He has lived a life of an animal, having so much of possibility. So Swami Vivekananda is appealing to the youth that having so much of resources within you, why don't you bless your life, make your life exalted by enriching whatever you are doing with the pursuit to see God in this life. And the method is so simple. Have this belief, faith. Only this belief will make a miracle. You have to believe that you are great, you are divine, you are not fallen, you are not a creature of the hell. नरक का कीट नहीं है, ईश्वर के संतान है. आत्म सम्मान होना चाहिए, आत्म गरिमा होना चाहिए, आत्म श्रद्धा होना चाहिए. हमारे भीतर अनंत संभावना है. ईश्वर को दर्शन करने के लिए ही ये मनुष्य जन्म प्राप्त हुआ है. वो करके ही जाएंगे. When you believe, have the strong faith, that creates miracle. Swami Vivekananda says, this is called Shraddha. As soon as this faith, belief, conviction comes in one's heart, tremendous force starts operating, transforming his or her life to the excellence, takes them to the height of their profession, makes them blessed. And it has to be believed, it is meant for everyone. The question was asked by a doubting person, क्या एक जन्म में होता है? Naturally it is all or inherent question. Can one realize God? By sadhana, by effort. Simple answer of Sri Ramakrishna is, उनकी दया होने से क्या नहीं होता. We have to understand the infinite powers of God. God is the creator of this universe. He doesn't have any limit of his powers. Sri Ramakrishna gives an example. He says, suppose we enter in a room which is totally dark and it is dark since the last 1000 years, a dark room, and there is somebody brings a light. How long will it take to remove the darkness? Will it take 1000 years? Darkness vanishes instantaneously, no matter how long it has been dark. So you may have spent thousands of years in the past dwelling in darkness, but as soon as the light of illumination comes, light of God comes, you become illumined all at once. When you strike the lamp in a room, it becomes illumined instantaneously. So it doesn't take time. Do not to worry. How long will it take? It doesn't take a time at all. The light comes, the darkness goes. All is wanted is our belief, is our faith, not on God, but on ourselves, within us. That power is there. If you believe in that power, power will manifest. If you believe you are weak, you will become weak. The matter is so simple. As you think, so you become. The formula is TBT. Thoughts become things. As simple as that. That is the solution of all our problems in life. Swami Vivekananda says, जैसे सोचोगे वैसे ही बनोगे. आपने को दुर्बल सोचोगे, दुर्बल बन जाओगे. आपने को महान सोचोगे, महान बन जाओगे. The key is in your hand. Switch is in your hand, not in the hand of a God sitting above the clouds. Having full power within us, we are crying, praying, knocking our head from pillar to post, asking for help, asking for our deficiencies, to fill up our deficiencies. We have all the capacity, all the strength to make our life golden. Let us believe in the words of Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna, and make a resolve here and now that we will realize God in this very life. We will continue further in our next Sunday class. Niranjanam nityam ananta rupam bhaktanukampa drita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namama. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Let's close now with the chanting of the Lord. Please join with me. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om Ramakrishna, Hari Om. Hari Om.